Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades 2, and let's get back into the action here because we ran into some exciting stuff last time round. We learned that that mysterious figure is in fact Kronos, the antagonist, as I kinda guessed. We made it further than ever before and got to my favorite part ever, the second boss fight. Incredible. Loved it. Hope we can get back there soon. We did also unlock a new weapon and several other bonuses as well. This one
should help me gather
will give us a little bit of extra bones.
Everybody at attention.
And the attack system for this one, the way that the attack, special, and cast work, I mean, I'll be honest, not the biggest fan of it, at least my first impression. We'll see. I'll give it a go. Other than that, well, I mean, we'll jump in. We'll see what else we run into. So let's get going.
I'll make this count. Moonlight.
I'm sure I'm forgetting something else because a whole lot happened last time, but let's see. Wait, what? I don't recognize that sigil. What is this?
She's deviated from her path. Great Titaness, the Eye of Night. I draw you down. Lend me your might.
Ix? Is that who this is?
Good evening to you, little
No,
star.
wait.
Our cycles now are intertwined, as I no longer can afford merely to watch. Whichever threat we face, I vow to shine for you.
I have never heard of this person before. Or goddess, presumably. Moon incarnate? What? Okay.
Look forth.
I'm intrigued. She basically the opposite of Helios? Gifts of the Moon, the Eye of Night watches silently, taking stock of all that transpires. Lunar Ray, your hex fires a beam that deals up to... What? Up to 1,200 damage over 3 seconds? Hold on. After using enough mana, while foes are near, press right trigger to invoke the moon's... Oh, is this the equivalent of a god gauge, which we have not yet seen in Hades 2? I'm curious, because this seems incredibly powerful. This hex has no special bonus. The sheer might of the moon shall have to suffice. Crescent moon glow? What? What? Because there's that moon icon to the right as well, and I don't know what that means either. Twilight Curse, your hex launches a seeking projectile that inflicts morph on up to 10 susceptible foes? What the heck? None of this stuff makes sense. This is all totally new. Okay, I mean, I'm intrigued. But what does this mean? Morph Curse. Afflicted foes turn into harmless critters, lasts for 8 seconds. I mean, that sounds like that could be useful. It says only on susceptible foes, so I assume that's probably weaker enemies, probably ones that don't have armor. Half Moon Glow, this hex has greater potential. It gains +1 upgrade from your next Path of Stars. I have no idea what Path of Stars means. Phase Shift. After using enough mana, or magic I should say, while foes are near, press right trigger to invoke the moon's might. This hex has the most potential. It gains +2 upgrades from your next Path of Stars. I mean, I really don't know what to make of that whole moon glow thing, because I don't know what Path of the Stars is. So, maybe we take this? Your hex makes everything else 80% slower for 5 seconds? I don't know. I mean, that seems like a ridiculous amount of damage, so the basic effect intrigues me the most there, but this one says it has the most long-term potential, and this is the first room, so I guess we take this? I don't know. I don't know what we're dealing with here.
Together we shine.
Okay, so we're gonna try out this new weapon. As I was starting to mention... ooh, okay, it's one of these dudes. Not the biggest fan of this, or at least I don't think I'm the biggest fan of this weapon. It seems, oops. Okay, I would like it if you did not throw so many of those things. Oh, well, I mean, one of those things. We'll be fine. Yeah, we really don't need to be right next to the guy. In fact, not really sure we stand to benefit at all from being right next to enemies with this setup. I guess, what is it? This one kind of benefits from being close. Do we use any mana? Seems like we always get one of those in the very first room when we very much do not need it. Just making sure there's not anything else we need here. Oh, we did, yeah, lose a bit of our armor. That's another thing that I forgot that is new this time. We now have a new item. A keepsake. That was not a good place to put that. But a keepsake that will give us armor at the beginning of a run. And then, I think it was basically if we finish a room without... While we still have a certain amount of armor, then we'll actually get more. Something like that. So I'm gonna be honest. This time round, I'm trying to be a little more aggressive with other skills and whatnot. I'm kind of just button mashing mindlessly. Whereas in the past, I would typically try to deliberately make a point at using attacks when we're in attack situations, cast when we're in cast situations, so on and so forth. There you saw we got a little bit of extra armor from this. But right now, I'm kind of just mindlessly mashing buttons. And that will probably, at times, such as this, occasionally get me into some trouble. For what it's worth. But I'm trying to adapt and learn and get better and all that stuff. So it'll be a bit of a learning curve. And, you know, but I do have a tendency. I know I have a bit of a tendency to just mash whatever button it is that we have the most powerful boon for. Because in my mind I go, well, this is our strongest attack. Why would we ever use another attack? And I'm over-exaggerating because that's not actually true. I do still switch off. But want to be smarter.
We've done it before, and we're going to do it again. Your assistance in the matter is appreciated.
That's true. Zeus, did he technically lead the gods in the fight against the Titans and did defeat them? Oh.
Through divination of the elements.
Oh, right. We unlocked this thing as well. So tons of new stuff. Elements revealed. You now can see the essence of Olympian boons. These essences include earth, water, air, and fire, and perhaps more. Oh, okay. While these have no innate benefit, Olympians will sometimes offer powerful infusion boons that grow stronger with your elemental essences. So does that basically mean that there's no base difference between the different elements, but if we stack multiple boons with the same type, then we potentially get additional bonuses, is my interpretation of that. But it has this weird swirly thing that makes it seem like it's not telling us what elements this is. Well, we have the attack. I was not a huge fan of that with our previous run, but that might have had something to do with the specific weapon we were using. It might work a little bit better with our new weapon this time round. Remind me, after taking 120 damage, afflicted foes get struck by lightning, and that lightning does 80 damage. It lasts 3 seconds. It just felt like that took too long to proc. Thunder Sprint. Sprint causes nearby foes to be struck by lightning bolts, which use additional mana each. Okay, maybe. This is obviously the highest rarity. Gradually restore magic, but your total amount is reduced by 70%. We get plus 8 every second. I think we try it. I think we do it.
The might of the heavens.
Okay. Anything else in here of note? Doesn't look like it, I don't think. Okay, we do still get more armor. That's nice. Okay, so I think could be a good weapon against these guys. So I am deliberately going to spam ranged attacks against the ranged enemies. So, as I was saying, in the past, I did make a point of doing that kind of thing. But when we were getting up close and personal, as I start to do now, and start making mistakes because I'm not playing the way I would usually play, I'm trying to be a little more conscious of pressing more buttons. And at some point, hopefully, it will be more than just mindlessly pressing the buttons. It'll be, you know, smarter button presses. Okay, well, there goes our armor. So that's, you know, not great. We might have, in doing so, also lost that extra effect that gives us additional armor at the end of each zone, but I don't remember what the threshold for that was. Okay. But yeah, I think, like, dashing in between attacks and what have you, at least with other weapons, might be more helpful. I don't know if it's really going to make that big of a difference with this one, though. We'll see. Okay, so Hestia or more Zeus. I think... let's try more Zeus. Oh, we also got a Death Defiance. That's another big thing that we added. That little drop of blood you see to the right of our health bar means we functionally have an extra life. We won't come back with full health. Ooh, just nab that real quick. So, like, here, for example, want to be a little careful. I mean, we got a ton of damage. I think because we had a very well-placed... Well, I never forget if this is technically our cast, our special... Okay, this is pretty strong. This is what I mean. Oftentimes, I'll experiment a little bit with our setup, especially when we're rocking new weapons, and come to an opinion about what seems to be our most effective attack as I continue to get walloped with unnecessary damage. But, and then I kind of lean more on that, but maybe get a little carried away at times with it. Okay, let's nab this, then we'll see what that extra info is.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay, more high rarity options. Why are we getting so many more this time around, it seems? So we can have our cast also cause lightning bolts to repeatedly strike additional foes. I think it was... Wait, hold B? For blinding spell? Is that the... I don't know, and now I'm overthinking. What button does what? Okay, but this is also for our cast. Hold cast and aim where the binding circle appears. Foes within are struck by lightning, 90 damage. Let's go for this. I mean, it's the higher rarity option.
Shocking every time.
So it's that. Okay. All right. Yes, I was using this a lot, but it basically gives us the option to aim it more. Yes, it does. And theoretically, that deals lightning damage, and it does use mana, but we have really good mana restoration, so I think we'll be okay.
The river Cocytus winds through endless misty passageways. The wailing souls within its languid waters, all denied their eternal rest.
Okay, I'm not
Reminds me of
familiar.
home.
I'm not familiar with this river. Okay, we have 64 coins, with something to be said for getting more. This is a mini boss, and we don't have a ton of health. Well, we actually do not have much health at all. Wow. We might strategically skip that. We really should not be having health concerns at this stage. But I'm afraid we do. Okay, don't want to do that from this range. Remind myself, what buttons do what? Oh, with all the changes we've been doing. Okay. That's the new and improved ability. It does lock on a little bit, which is kind of nice, because otherwise I feel like it'd be a little bit of a pain. Try to be particularly precise with it. Oh, we realize these guys will spawn new people in if we don't take them out directly. So we kind of need to deliberately target you. Get this. Oh, nope. Not that. This seems like it is far and away our most powerful ability, especially because we can stack that quite quickly. Okay, so we got more coinage. But health could be really useful right about now. Okay, that's a mini-boss. Again, might be good under normal circumstances, but I think we might need to pay a visit to the shop here.
What do we have in stock?
Okay, because this is health. If we had a tiny bit more coins, then we could get health plus boon, which would probably be ideal, but I think we might have to settle for this. Palm plus health, because... I wish we didn't need the health, but we kind of do. Okay, and we'll upgrade this improved cast. I think that's fine. Theoretically, it's pretty good. Oh,
I met
Charon.
one of your brothers, Lord Charon. It was Moros. He delivered to me a certain artifact, but then was gone. Do you know of the fated list?
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
It's been in my family's care before. So, what of Moros? Where could he have gone in all of this?
Yeah, I assume, although Moro said at the time when we saw him briefly at the end of our previous
Perhaps I
run,
can locate him again.
he said that, we might not see him again. We're definitely gonna see him again, right? Okay, so we started to learn that Ash, or rather, this is Ash, but the Psyche, not bad. Started to learn more about its use cases. So, I think when you guys are all busting around like this, That can be really effective. That can also be really effective. Okay. I mean, it just seems like our basic attack is pretty bad. The other things are pretty good. Okay, I don't like you guys, though. You're kinda nasty. There we go. And we can be more aggressive spending mana since we have all that restoration. Okay, nice. Get a little bit more of that. Oh, okay. Just double check. Nothing else to mine here or anything. We could get more, but I think we want to go here. For sure.
So soft, divine. I spin
Oh.
my threads.
Can have this while we're at it.
Pleasant. Oh,
Hello.
saw you get into a scuffle with the great big witch.
It's true.
Why are you fighting? I thought you were on the same side. Oh, I can hardly keep up with everything lately.
Yeah, it does seem a little strange that we're fighting Hecate. I know she's training us and what have you, but still.
Headmistress and I aren't really fighting. Well, no,
Sort
I
of.
suppose we are, except it isn't born of anger or misunderstanding. It's just her way of making certain I'm prepared.
Huh. Well, look, you show her for me the next chance you get, won't you, my friend? And no pressure, but I might be watching just in case.
Oh.
I won't get underfoot, I promise.
I don't know, that is a little bit of extra pressure, isn't it? Alright, so what do you have for us this time? We have used the Emerald Dress a lot, because it is very defensive, very safe option. What are the alternatives, though? Get extra armor, a little bit less. Makes you restore mana every second. We already have a lot of mana restoration. I don't really think we need more of that. Outfit grants extra coins whenever we exit a location. That's kind of tempting. I think we might go for that. I mean, yes, obviously this is the safest option, and especially after we took a fair bit of damage, might be a way to make up for that a bit, but we got the health from the shop, so I think we get a little bit riskier there.
It's all yours.
Especially since we've taken that so many times before. What do we have here? Nothing? Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. Okay, so we can get bones, or we can get ash. Don't have a great sense as to whether one is better than the other at this stage yet. Let's go bones. And we get the extra armor from our item as well, our keepsake, which does seem like it synergizes with basically any of the items that we get from Arachne. So these are basically just bigger versions of our attack. That was not, I did not realize there were people over there, to be honest with you. Just get both of you. That's pretty crowded. Let's do that. That's overkill, but we'll do it anyway. Okay. More bones.
My reagent sensing incantation took effect.
Oh. Interesting. I mean, I see the fishing spot, but reagents specifically. It's supposed to tell us when there are things of note here. Well, there is this.
The underworld of Hades holds more than the souls of the dead. Riches beyond imagination. Even the remains of the deathless titans.
Okay.
They'll end up back where they belong.
Hopefully. Where is this reagent? Oh, there. Oh, that's very sneaky.
Tucked away.
I'm not sure I would have seen that had we not gotten the warning for it. Okay, so coins, we don't have that many right now, or a palm. We have, it's still just one boon. It might just be one boon. I don't think this can be upgraded. At least it wasn't upgradable at our previous palm. So, yeah, we could take this, but I think we go for the coins at this stage. Okay, once again, I think we... Ooh, okay, really don't like when you start that close to us, but I think we want to take that guy out as quickly as possible. That being said, that is not the right place to do it. There are too many enemies right here. I do not like that. Like that. Ideally closer to the big dude, but I think we got him. You guys are theoretically straightforward to deal with. The thing is that their combo is a lot longer than I expected. Oh, there's another one of these dudes. Look at how much damage that does, though. Oh, careful. Speaking of, lots of damage. There we go. Okay. Didn't really want to throw that way out there, but grab the coins. We did take a little bit of armor damage, but hopefully we can still restore armor at this stage. What is the threshold? Hold on. Can we see? Well, you have at least one. Okay, so we just need some armor, and then we will get some back.
Which way?
Okay, this looks like the last place before the boss, because again, we have two choices, one of which is a shop, and we've been going for a little while on this floor, so let's take the shop. We do have a lot of coin generation. So we can spend and get a boon this time. Oh, extra armor, interesting. And we could afford both those things. So I think we do it. See what we get here.
Your boatman there has such an ugly job having to smuggle little blessings such as these into the worst of places. But we make it worth his while, don't you worry about that.
Okay.
I sense the elemental essences here now.
Okay. Infusion, this says. Oh, well now... So there's this. There's the little rainbow swirly icon that we saw previously, but I don't know what to make of that. There's this, which has the water drop. And then this says infusion. Oh, that's the... Okay, the swirl is air. Okay, that's not just like a mystery element, which is what I thought it was at first. So, boons imbued with element of air. You have 2 now. While you have at least 4 air stuff, you may dodge any damage. What? Dodge chance 15%? I mean, that sounds good. Sure. And I guess we'll take the armor because we can afford it. We're about to go into a boss fight, so we could probably use any and all defenses we can get. Can't afford that anyway. Okay. So I guess we do it. I'm not sure how we're going to do from a boss damage standpoint. Again, our basic attack, not great for that, but this can really add up. And then if we combine that with you, I think that's our key to success. How will we fare in the encounter, though? We'll see.
I trust the Dark of Erebus was not too much to handle with the ever-burning flames of ignium to light your path.
I'm pretty sure these might be Hecate's weapons.
No, Headmistress, it was not. Although I've much to learn in how to wield these flames.
That much is true. And it seems like on the few occasions we've fought Hecate, she might technically have different versions, because the previous time we fought her, it seemed like it was much easier.
Then you have come to the right place. Show me how you make the shadows dance.
Alright, we'll see. Let's do that. Okay, well, let's not do that, though. Okay, I don't like how... I just wish we had a little bit more range on this cast. Okay, I just don't see... I mean, this is what I mean. I just don't see much reason to ever use our basic attack, if I'm being honest. Okay, so we're on to this phase. So this is basically a stronger version of the attack that we were just using. Okay, well, there's a reason... Oh. Reason to get hit, but a reason to use our basic attack. It's just for the... It remains our best range option. And it does bounce off walls. Wow, okay. I did not realize that other one had spawned right on top of us, so that's just unfortunate. That's also not where I wanted that. Okay, well, I'm doing absolutely atrociously, and I'm mad at myself at this point. Especially when we don't get to attack her at all in that phase through sheer incompetence. That was not the right one. Double attack, I thought. That will be. Okay. Okay. I'm annoyed at myself for not having gotten the chance to stack up more damage. Maybe we could do this. But, oh, okay, I held it and nothing happened. That's a little frustrating too. All right, well, so we don't get to deal damage. And it's not the game's fault. It's largely my fault. It just feels like the phases are much shorter this time. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's because our weapon is definitely much slower. Also, you know, if we technically got some extra damage out of you walking directly in that zone. Okay, well, here's another phase. Presumably, of course, it's about to get more difficult. Oh, right. The friends. We've seen this before. Let's get those going as we dance around a bit. Think you're about that? Yeah. Come back out. Let's do that.
Divide and strike.
Oh, okay. I'm not even sure if we are allowed to damage you at all during that phase, to be honest, but I tried. Okay. These are the bouncy ones, these are the bouncy ones, right? Oh no, this is the bullet hell one. It's just been so little time to do that. So that, I mean, maybe we can poke away at her a little bit with our ranged attack. Alright. Though, definitely not liking this weapon against bosses. These are the ones that bounce, I think. Wait, okay, that was the real one. I might have been able to hit you if I'd used the right attack. Our armor went down a while ago, so at this point we are potentially even at risk of going down altogether. Although we do have a death defiance, I guess, so it's not like we're truly on the verge of death. Looks like that's where we should be doing this. And this. Really help us all that much, to be honest. Okay, but like what I would like to do more of is be more aggressive with when. Okay, well, not in that circumstance. When okay, we're about to die. All right, so you can pretty much write this run off, especially because we're probably gonna die in sheep form here. I still don't know how you're supposed to avoid sheep form. There must be a way. I am expecting our Death Defiance to trigger quite soon here. So I guess we'll get to see what that is all about, although pretty good sense from Hades 1. Not really sure if that did anything. Okay, that is hitting you, so I assume you are the real Hecate. This is the one that bounces. He says as he almost walks straight into it. That's, I don't think, in range. No. That also is not in range? That's unfortunate. Okay. We're ranged, but we're not ranged enough to do anything super significant with it. That's not... Well, that might be helpful. Hold on. Let's try. You're not the real Hecate? You are. That's not good. Okay. Yeah, just barely had enough range to get you. Hello! This one. Oh, fake Hecate. Real Hecate. I mean, the good thing about this phase is that it's easier to not take damage, which is of course famous last words. Okay. Don't tempt fate that much, but you're fake, you're not fake, or you were fake as well, I should say. Let's see if you're still. Oh, and there's me getting greedy. Yep. You were fake as well, so it didn't even matter. So that was our Death Defiance. We would have died if not for the Death Defiance that we picked up, which is basically just that. It is us avoiding a would-be death situation, coming back with, I think it was 40% health and 40% mana. I mean, Hecate was also almost dead, as you can see, so you know, we were about to get a source of health restoration after this. So poor execution.
But I cannot mend your wounds, and neither shall your enemies.
Poor execution, which I readily acknowledge and am extremely mad at myself for. That was just bad. Part of it is getting used to a new weapon, yes, but that was just bad execution overall.
There you are.
Of course, we know who this is now. I guess we still benefit a little bit from that health restoration.
You seem to know your way around. I am master of this realm, yet even I would never venture into yonder woods. You even found your way back from your detour in Asphodel.
Okay, now, the music changes now when we talk to him. In the past, this was just a little bit of smack talk, but now I'm wondering if he's actually going to teleport us again to one of those other places.
Damn you, Kronos.
The fates cannot help
What?
you now.
He has a health bar?
Stop. 'Tis a pity that this granddaughter of mine is both a weakling and a fool, though an elusive one. I ought to thank the fates that we have met at last.
Okay.
The fates had nothing to do with this. You took my family.
Our family. Make not their same mistakes, and in time, we surely shall grow past this halted start to our relationship. I shall see you later.
Yeah, so fun fact, he is, what? By some accounts, on our father's side, he is our grandfather, technically speaking, because he is the father of Hades.
Wait. You.
Okay. So we'll head down. I mean, technically speaking, we're not in that much worse shape than we've been in previous runs because that Death Defiance bailed us out. You know, it doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's still not disappointing.
In the sopping, blackest pits of Oceanus reside horrors that the greatest mortal or immortal poets could not possibly describe.
Obviously, we know...
Sell yourself short, Homer.
Oh. Wait, is the narrator Homer actually? Homer, for okay, those who didn't know, is the author of the Odyssey. And the Iliad must be as well, right? I haven't read the Iliad. I did read the Odyssey, though. So that would actually be an incredibly, small, but very clever touch. I would like to believe that is the case. Okay, so obviously Hammer is great. Or at least has the potential to be great. The encounters, though, of course, will get more difficult as we venture on further our journey. And I will try to get back to spamming that a little bit. And then we can do the bigger version of you. Yeah, because I think that might have been one issue we had with the Hecate fight was not just that I did use that cast a fair bit, but I could have been using a stronger version of it because I didn't really quite charge it up long enough to get the bonus effects. I don't think. At least, not all the time, I didn't. You walk into that, does that still do stuff? It does. That's good to know. Oh, that's you. Right. You do things. We let you get by uninterrupted. We'll do some ranged attacks. Dodge out of the way of that. Okay, there we go.
Acceptable.
Just barely, maybe. Alright, so what are our options here? Because the hammer upgrades are specific to the weapons, or at least they were in Hades 1, so I assume they are in Hades 2 as well. Your special grows in size and deals up to 25% extra damage the longer they are active. Okay. Special fires straight ahead, destroys 80% of any armor based on the total. That sounds pretty good against the bigger enemies. when you channel your attack, or you do it 10% faster, lose mana. I'm thinking we go for this. That sounds pretty strong against at least the stronger enemies that have armor. And do any of the bosses actually have armor, or is it just the stronger versions of the basic enemies? The mini-bosses certainly do. But I'm trying to remember if the actual Scylla fight, for example, if any of those enemies had armor. I don't remember, but I think we try this nonetheless.
The Master Craftsman's gift.
Now, oh, okay, with that being said, now that does go straight ahead, which is more straightforward, but I did like the potential it had to take out multiple enemies, or at least deal damage to multiple enemies when it was going in a circle. Maybe a little bit easier to manage our skills now that most of them go in the same direction, though. Okay, so we can get extra maximum mana. I don't think that's a huge deal. Upgrade, boon. We still don't have many. Or we go for the coinage. I think we do the coinage, to be honest with you.
And those spiders get around.
Oh, those are spidery things. Okay, so that's supposed to deal with armor very effectively. You did have armor. Yeah, wow, okay, it is extremely good against armor. So at least as an opening move against the mini-bosses, or well, these aren't really mini-bosses, but the stronger versions of the basic enemies, is very effective. But it does kind of feel like we got rid of what was our primary source of damage in order to set that up.
Laughable.
So we could... Oh, I forgot those guys explode. We could really use some other damage-increasing attack or something. I mean, you can see, if we just spam attack and only attack, it's not doing as much good here. Also, I don't know if you noticed, we have 17 health right now. That's not very good. That's a little concerning. So much so that we might even go down on this very room. That was empty, though. This one, I'm guessing, will not be, because it's bigger. Let's do the big version of this. So you have decent range. Don't want to let you really get that off. I think the solution is we just need to be way more aggressive with the actual charged up version of that. Also, please, yeah, do that. You also don't quite have enough range to hit you from here, though. Thank you. Okay, please don't hit us with a ranged attack, though. I do not appreciate it when you do that. So, like, on this occasion, you'll have to excuse me for playing this extremely cautiously. If we get hit once, we might be dead. Okay, that was interesting. We've seen some locations like this before. Oh, that's one of the compel spirits, so we don't have the tool to compel. So we've seen one of these rooms before where we had the option of destroying a certain number of these things, and it seemed like it was totally up to us
Pure gold.
how far we opt to go. But, it seems, though, it's not exactly that way. It's, you need to get the end room reward, so it's a bit of, you know, hidden, you put the extra coin under one of the 3 cups, you turn around the cups, it's like, what's it called? The 3 Monty or something like that? That type of thing, where you have to pick the right one. If you get the right one, you can leave immediately. Otherwise, as we almost did, you might need to open up all these things before you find the real one. I'm gonna try this, though. Okay, except, as you can see, it's a little hard to aim, even this basic attack. Okay, so we could go to a shop. We have 305 gold, which is pretty, high. On the other hand, we have not yet been to one of these encounters on this floor, so I do think we ought to go here.
Jump.
Because I don't think this is going to be Arachne. Another one of the compelled dudes. Okay, so they are actually kind of common.
Lotus.
Oh, well, Lotus.
Yeah.
Okay, so for what it's worth, I do think this is one of the placeholder visual models, because this is at least what the placeholder models look like more or less in Hades 1.
Well, would you look at that? Another would-be suitor journeyed far and wide just to gaze upon me. Not that I blame you. and get totally rejected. Fine. Ogle if you must.
I'm not sure if this is just to sort of be mysterious before this character reveals themselves, and then we'll actually get a different model, or if they're legitimately going to stay this way right now, or indefinitely. Because apparently they're amazingly attractive, but that's a little hard to tell at the moment.
You have the wrong idea. I'm not seeking a mate. I don't even know who you are.
What? I'm Narcissus, dummy. Narcissus.
Okay.
And if you're no would-be suitor, then why don't you relieve me of one of these innumerable gifts the others offered in vain? Then beat it.
Okay. This guy's voice is weird. I don't know what I think of it just yet. Okay. Received the gift of +1 Death Defiance and 1 Death Cap, mostly used to trade for bones from the broker. Okay, we did use a Death Defiance, so getting one back could make a pretty big difference for us. Maybe borderline run salvaging? I don't know, we'll see. Receive the gift of extra max life and bones, or max magic and psyche. I think we take the Death Defiance. That seems hard to turn down.
Now you may go.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. We do still have low health. We're getting a little bit of health every time we enter a room, but we might flow through that Death Defiance relatively quickly, especially if this next encounter is a mini-boss, and it is. So, well, it might have been game over, if not for that Death Defiance. It might still be, but at least gives us a little bit more of a fighting chance here. Okay, it is you.
You're in my way.
You are in my way. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that. Don't like this combination of things here. You know that's gonna fragment a bazillion times. I just want to hit you with one of the armor reducing thingamabobs. Theoretically, that might be amazing against you. I don't know if it still functions the same way against boss enemies as well, but I'm also at least initially trying to get rid of the little guys. These little guys are annoying. I assume they don't respawn, but I don't actually remember. Now that that's taken care of. We do get rid of 80% of your armor with just one hit. That is insane. Okay, so that's sweet against this guy. You're gonna do... Oh, I thought you were doing the other attack, but fair enough. Okay, I almost walked straight into that. I think we actually did avoid getting hit, though. Where are you going? Oh, and I walked into that. Okay. Yep, I did. Okay, it's gonna split a bazillion times. We know this. Okay, that does deal a decent chunk of damage, though. One more might be all that we need. And there it is. Okay, we almost died. But man, the extra damage to armor, absolutely huge on that occasion.
Where in those bloody depths are you, dearie? Underneath
Love
the
her
sea?
accent.
It's hard to get a blaze a roaring when there's water all about, but if you can handle the pressure down there, I can bring the heat.
Okay. We get extra rarity, and we only have one boon right now. This will be our second. And it would be useful to have something to deal good chunks of damage outside of that initial hit from our special, so getting big attack boon could be useful. Your attacks also inflict Scorch. Afflicted foes take 40 damage accrued from this every 1 second. This confuses me, where on the left it says Scorch damage 30, on the right it says Scorch damage 40. Which one is accurate? Is it 30 in some instances, 40 in the other instances? I don't understand. It just kind of looks like it's inconsistent data, and one of those is correct, the other isn't, and I just don't know which one is. Oh, okay. Also, now noticing the essence or the element, perhaps understandably, for all these skills is fire, given how these are all Hestia boons. So we have not been doing fire stuff thus far. But I guess we're just gonna have to, roll with that. I think we go with the attack boon in all likelihood. Wait, your cast also inflicts Scorch on foes. Sprint destroys most range. I thought we already had a sprint boon. No? Or maybe we almost took it, but we didn't. Okay, let's take the attack, just because I think that's going to be useful. Then again, the attack is not the primary way we're dealing damage, despite how it usually is. Okay, we have lots of coins. That's not my concern. Health is my concern. I think we are very likely going to blow through this initial life bar on this next encounter and have to use our Death Defiance, but we'll see. We get a tiny bit of health back. Oh, goodness. That's a lot of dudes. That's a whole lot of dudes. That's a trap of some variety. That's not really where I wanted to put that either. Oh, get out of there. Wish these came back a little more quickly. No, I got stuck. Okay. Ooh, got stuck in the corner for a second there. They just keep coming out of the water. Not quite hitting as many of them as I would like to be hitting with that as well. Hello, and goodbye. Does the music get more pronounced from room to room as you get closer to the boss fight? Because initially, it's just humming, right? But I'm noticing that there are actual lyrics at this point. Obviously, we've gotten a little bit further into the zone now. Okay. We survived. We gain max health, and that means we gain current health as well, and that is significant, because now we might actually be able to do an encounter without, immediately dying. So that's helpful. And obviously, as I was saying, getting closer to the boss fight as well. Limestone, not bad. This would be a fishing spot, but we don't have a fishing rod. Okay, I mean, I think we're still low on boons, so I think we still go for the boon here. Oh, this looks absolutely nasty. These guys are fast and relentless. Fortunately, we do have a way to eat through armor very quickly. Oh, I already had that down. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Excuse me. I'd like to get rid of 80% of your armor, please. That's not really who I was aiming at, but I guess we'll take it. If you guys would not respawn, that would be lovely. Thank you. I can't make out the lyrics, but I am curious what they are. You explode. That's not close enough. I don't think it was, at least. That definitely is, though. Is that the last enemy? It was. Nice.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. So let's see what we have here. Lots of air options. I guess it makes sense that we get the air options with Zeus for the same reasons it makes sense to get the fire options with Hestia. That might be why we saw all the rainbow circles at the very beginning. Okay, so we have the sprint, we have the spirit surge. You have no more than 10 mana. All foes are occasionally struck by lightning. So we do not have a lot of max. I'm going to continue to use magic and mana interchangeably. I'm sorry. That's already been the case. You probably already know this, but I'm just going to be honest with you. That's going to continue to happen. Even when I make a conscious effort, it's just going to revert back. But Spirit Surge. Because we only have 21 magic, I almost wish we had exactly 20, because I imagine we can probably spend in increments of 10, and that would mean we don't have to spend much before this activates. So I think this actually does make a lot of sense here. Otherwise, after you take damage, foes struck by lightning, and again, 50% of the time, I think we do this. Means we want to spend more aggressively, yes, but I think we can, again, try to make a point of doing that more often. Okay, wouldn't be a bad idea to get Nectar just because we don't have a lot of it right now, even if these other two things can certainly be of use as well. It seems like this is not that common. So let's go for it. Okay, what do we get? This room. Not really sure I want to be hanging out in that corner for that long. Might not be. Ooh, hello, explosions. That's also not the enemy I was aiming for. That's also not going to be on target. I am kind of deliberately going to hit that time, though, when all the enemies are next to it. That was supposed to take out you.
Breathe it in.
Ooh, that was a trap that I did not realize even existed. Yeah, just don't. Oh, don't have a great source of damage against these guys. And outside of just spamming this a little bit and this, just cautious of the projectiles. I mean, maybe I don't need to be quite as wary of taking damage anymore now that we've at least got a little bit of our health back. Is that the last of them? Yes. Okay. Nab and Nectar. That's more of a long-term thing. Not going to help us much on our current run. Okay, this might be the last room before the boss fight, because again, 2 rooms, one of which is a shop. We've 400 coins. So I think we got to take that. Just checking for other things. Don't see any. Let's do it.
Night protect you, my lord.
Okay, yes, it is definitely the boss fight next. Okay, and we can afford all of these things. So let's do it.
Hear me on my authority.
Ooh, what do we have here? It's an infusion. Slow Cooker, that's an amazing name. Your attacks and specials gain power for each fire you have. And boons imbued with the element of fire. We have 1 right now, so we'd only have 2. Your attacks and specials gain +2 per fire boon. Okay, I mean, we really need to stack up more for that to be of any significance at all. Otherwise, specials inflict Scorch. Our special also launches a fiery projectile, but uses mana. I mean, we kind of want to use mana aggressively, so I'm half tempted to take this right now. This feels like a long-term thing, when right now we kind of want to be thinking more short-term, because we're about to go into a boss fight. So I think we might want to take this controlled burn, to be honest with you.
Fired up.
We have more ways to benefit from spending the mana. This will give us extra maximum health, and we could use that right about now, and... Okay, no, actually, I don't think we want this. We can afford it, but I don't think we want this, because we want to be lowering or dropping down to low mana frequently to proc this. We have no more than 10 magic, all foes occasionally struck by lightning. So, hopefully we'll have the chance to spend that extra gold after this boss fight, if we make it through. But we have not yet done that, so we'll see.
An ever-present song compels the nightmare-bringing princess ever forward, towards the beauty, deeper into the abyss.
Okay, so I loved this boss fight last time. It is a very pretty song, but it's the song of a siren. So, what have we learned from last time? There are 3 different enemies, or at least primary enemies. Occasionally, ones will be the featured artist, and the other ones will either become immune, or maybe they take reduced damage. I remember that last time we focused primarily on fighting the drummer, just because she kind of seemed like the easiest target, although we did not deal great damage to her, so I felt like maybe that meant we were attacking the drummer when we weren't necessarily supposed to be attacking the drummer. So, wanna maybe focus a little bit more on the main enemy, the lead singer, Skilla herself, on this occasion. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh, look who. I knew it. She's come back. You ready for another show, lady? We've been rehearsing our material, practicing non-stop, because one day I'm gonna be a star. Oh, me and the gals.
She's great.
What do your musical ambitions have to do with unprovoked acts of violence against me?
This is true.
She's just heckling us gals. Ignore her and take it from the top. 2, 3, 4.
That's great. What I'm also remembering now, the guitarist charges at us and deals crazy damage. Skilla and the Sirens? I don't know. Okay, well, alright, well, we're basically dead. Well done with that positioning. Turns out that it is really hard, if you're in a bad position for the first one, not to get hit by all the subsequent ones. And that is like non-stop dashing that whole time. You're gonna charge. Okay, nope, can't stop to attack now. You're gonna charge again. Oh, no, that I did not remember seeing. I don't really know what the musical notes do. Okay, you are the person we're supposed to attack. I know that to be the case. Okay, I see that too, but I couldn't really... I mean, I walked straight into the part that was going to deal damage to us. There's our Death Defiance. I didn't even see what it was that actually hit us there, to be honest with you. Okay, well... Alright, we're doing horribly. This already feels way harder than it did the first time. In large part because of this. Which is... I mean, it's simple enough, yes. It's simple in that you just dodge the thing that's blocking you. Okay, we are supposed to... No, we are not supposed to go over there. Okay, well... Should have learned that from last time. I wasn't sure for a second if that was the go there or the don't go there indication. Even though we had seen it before. Just that moment of hesitation. Okay, that was nasty. That combo. Kind of got trapped in a corner. They're like, what am I supposed to do? Iframes is the only answer, I think. Oh, and that's gonna kill. Oh, that didn't kill us. Well, this will. I mean, it's still really cool, but definitely not doing as well this time. Okay, I guess that did hit somebody. And that's gonna hurt. Or that will. Wow. Okay. So it is hard to avoid taking damage from them because there are so many different sources of damage, and the series of circles where you're not supposed to stand, like one or two of them, fair enough. Like totally, like makes sense. Very obvious where the damage is going to happen. It's just that there are a lot of them. So it was what, like 4 in a row or something like that. So you have to really dash for consecutive dashes for a while. And it just means the window to deal damage is quite small. And the areas where you can stand, quite small.
Sirens are amphibious. You know their weaknesses, Phrenos?
Yeah, that would be helpful to find out. So yeah, I mean, of course, we'll learn as time goes on. We're still very new to that encounter. It is more complex, and... Oh, where is Dora? And don't really think that our weapon there was particularly good for boss fights. Unless they had armor, as we saw with the mini-boss, in which case we could shred them, but that was not the case for those guys.
The last wheel of the three fates, those reclusive determiners of all that is to come, is now under the Princess of the Underworld's care.
With their aid, we may have a chance.
Okay. Let's see.
So...
Anything new here? So, we did cash in a few of these rewards last time round. I deliberately did not read them all through because there are a lot of them. But it looks like...
Doom.
Incantation
I have to find Lord Moros once again and call him here.
Daughter of the God of the Dead shall some evening summon our feared emissary to her. But wait, is Moros our emissary? Or, Kronos? Is Moros a messenger of Kronos? I don't really know who Moros is, or what his deal is. Apparently he's a son of Nyx, but beyond that, I have no context to work with. Daughter of the God of the Dead shall cast 10 incantations from the Crossroads Cauldron. Oh, okay, we're 7 out of 10 there. Making some progress. Assume we still can't go through here?
No use.
Okay. Just making sure.
Returned again.
Okay, but we made it a lot further on that run than I expected, because it was looking dire.
I know how I can do the bidding of the fates.
It was looking dire at the beginning. Oh. Don't know where we get those things. But Nightshade and F fabric. But we have this. So we can create soil plots for growing... Oh, okay, well that's how we get some of them. And other plants.
By light of moon, together, let us shape reality.
Okay, so now we are a gardener?
Such sorcery.
It is done. Nightshade seeds.
Okay. One moment. We must plant. Oh. Okay.
Plenty of room to grow.
We can admire our seed.
Grow and thrive.
And I see that 5 and then the clock icon, which makes me think it might take 5 runs before that sprouts. Not sure what other increment of time it would be using. Can we make any more of those? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, but Hecate wants to speak with us.
The fates indulged you after all. That is their scroll beside your tent. It followed you out of the shadows. Perhaps it can provide some answers.
Would that it does. The fated list has tasked me with ensuring certain minor prophecies are fulfilled, though says little else as yet.
May it reward your efforts at least. But do not expect the fates to always favor you. The bane of our enemy is not necessarily our friend.
Well, I mean, that's not how the saying goes. In fact, that's exactly the opposite of the saying.
We'll have to take our chances.
Yeah, we do have a nectar that we could gift to somebody for what it's worth. I have no idea who we want to give. Wait, can we gift it to the wretched broker? No, we can't. Okay, darn. We should probably gift it to Hecate.
Headmistress, if it isn't inappropriate, I have a little gift, seeing as your personal supply ran out a while back.
Ah, the hounds shall lap this stuff right up, I think. I shall safeguard it for them as a treat. And why don't you hold on to this in kind?
Okay, now admittedly, you mentioned the hounds. Now, if we could have given that to the doggo, I would have done it. So, now I'm curious if that is an option. 'Cause it might be.
Your silver wheel.
Okay.
I can have this?
Don't know what the significance of that is, outside of how it is obviously a keepsake. So we can check out whether that is something we'd like to use, or maybe we prefer what we got from Ariadne earlier. Or, not Ariadne. Arachne.
We're getting nowhere. I should be out there fighting, not standing watch over a place nobody comes to uninvited. Damn it.
Nemesis wants to be out on the front lines.
I think the circumstances justify heightened security around here. But if you don't, go take it up with the headmistress, not me.
Okay. Seemed like you wanted to speak with us, Odysseus?
A sighting in the pathways on the outskirts of Erebus. Did our eyes out there see true?
You're referring to Kronos?
If it's Kronos that they saw, then yes. Now at least I know what he looks like. But he knows me in turn. Why do you think he let me go? Have we been compromised?
I mean, it is weird that he continuously shows up on the edge of Erebus, but never bothers to come closer to this place here, the crossroads. I mean, is the location of the crossroads extremely mysterious, and so he doesn't know where to find us exactly, and that's why he hasn't attacked us yet? Because it seems like it's not very far away. It shouldn't be that much more difficult for him to take us on right here.
No one gets into the crossroads whom we don't permit, or can even know we're here. Not even him.
Oh.
So he's sniffing around? Fine. He wastes his time whilst you get closer to your mark.
Okay, fair enough. However, that is pretty contradictory with what we just said to Nemesis. Nemesis, you stay here. It's really important that we have heightened security in case anyone attacks, given the circumstances. By the way, it is impossible for anyone to come in here uninvited.
Is he even capable of wasting time?
That's a valid question for the Titan of Time. So yeah, I probably would have given these two the nectar if we could have.
Headmistress couldn't ask for better familiars than you two.
If I had remembered, at least. Still nothing from Hypnos? Okay. Okay, I don't think we can... Wait, do we have something to plant here? No, okay. It looks like we might, in the future, have other things we can plant, but not as of yet. Oh, okay, I was like, wait a second, we got 20 armor. Why was that? It's from the keepsake. Apparently, it only applies once we step into this room.
The ashes remember.
Okay, so... how much stuff do we have? Not a lot of ash. Very little ash, in fact. How are we doing on Psyche? We have 35, which is not quite enough to upgrade there either. Okay, so we're close to being able to unlock some things, but not yet something we can make happen. Oh, this is interesting. This doesn't cost any, what's this called? Grasp. It's free from that standpoint. It's kind of like a, well, it's a nice little bonus. There's no downside to it, once we can afford it at least. Okay. But the other notable thing is that we did... This was the one that we've been using thus far. This is the new one. Silver Wheel from Hecate. After you use mana, restore it over 3 seconds up to a total of 1,000 this night. Okay, so over the course of an entire run, it is capped at 1,000, but it does give you an automatic source of the magic restoration. I do still think I strongly prefer this Silken Sash. That seems pretty good, especially when we are in the early stages and could use just about any defensive bonus we can get. I am noticing that the icon is identical for the two of them, so I'm imagining that this is functionally placeholder art, and that eventually, as the game is working through early access and gets to full release, that will, all of these will have their own unique art. Okay, but I'm not sure that there's... Oh, hold on. Is there anything else of note?
Much deeper than it looks.
Don't have enough silver to afford this. Oh. We could potentially make it possible to... Oh. Dig. Or get this tablet of peace to compel those lone shades. We found several of them from the previous run. But I don't know what's... Oh, maybe some of those icons we've seen on the ground that I've said, this looks significant, but we don't appear to be able to do anything here. Maybe that's where you dig with the silver spade? I'm not sure. We can't afford both of them, so we do have to kind of pick and choose which one. This one also costs Psyche. This one costs more silver. What is the price of Moonstone Axe? I mean, I kind of want to be able to afford this soon, so maybe we prioritize saving the silver and a little bit heavier on the Psyche cost this time.
You are mine now.
So are we allowed to take 2 of those per run? Or do we have to alternate between the pick and the tablet? Okay, we do have to pick. Suspected that was probably going to be the case, but that is interesting because these things do not exist in the original Hades game. Yes, different weapons, absolutely, but different types of resource gathering tools, not so. Just remind me, what is the reward for compelling those shades? So that probably influences whether we want to take this. Large sums of Psyche. I think we still prioritize silver at this stage with the pickaxe, because
The pick.
there are rooms where we can get decent quantities of Psyche, so that seems relatively obtainable, whereas I'm not sure we've seen any rooms that give silver as an end reward, unless I'm just blanking out and totally forgetting. It might be only coming from the pickaxe right now, and as we are seeing, there are several more tools that require silver, so I think we prioritize that.
Always she returns as dust gives way to night.
So you'll see this has the glowing black ore around it, which means we get bonus stuffs from using this weapon in this run. So I think we will probably switch back for the next one. As you could probably tell from what I was saying early on, I was not the biggest fan of this weapon. The torches, whatever they're technically referred to as. This was solid. We did eventually swap it out for a skill that was good, but was sort of niche, which meant that, you know, if we had the proper use case for it, awesome. If we didn't, then it was kind of tricky because we lost our primary source of damage. We had a decent a cast with a solid boon for it, and maybe we could have used that a little bit more aggressively, especially once we got the new type of special. But I think, you know, we'll go back to trying this. Of course, it's been a little while since we used this weapon, and it does give us the bonus. But this is probably a good place for us to wrap up here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.